everybody. Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV. As usual, my name is Nate Zion, and I'm the host of the Blue Clouds TV channel. It's flight number 124 Airborne. Welcome on board. Today, we're going to review the game that took place yesterday in the Cup game, which is the Carabao Cup. Yesterday, with Chelsea, struggle, play whatever they can to be able to make it up to the quarterfinals. Chelsea were through to the Carabao Cup quarterfinals with Reece James scoring the decisive penalty kick, and we saw how difficult it was for us. And we have everybody has his own talking points and players that they thought players that were outstanding and players that did not put up a good performance. We all know them. That is why this show is here. We are gonna sit down and review and see what went on, where went wrong, and who were the heroes of the game yesterday. And we're gonna talk other issues also. But then, before I go in, I'm gonna bring in my guys from the Discord group as usual all the time. I have BJ here with me. I have Steven here, and I have Scottish Gilmore. All of them ready to take part of this good exercise. Guys, what do you think? What do you make of the game that took place yesterday? Who were the outstanding players? We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with Steven. What do you think of the game? How did the game go for you yesterday? In a minute, I think he's still unmuted. All right, you're muted, Steven. Go ahead. Well, I think Steven can hear me. VJ, if you can hear me, VJ, you can take over.
Oh, now I can. You had
Yeah,
us muted, so
yeah, you
it weren't letting me unmute, innit?
Yeah,
you muted everyone actually.
yeah.
Yeah, you just muted everyone, so I actually couldn't. That's why I put in the
Okay.
YouTube chat.
Oh, okay. I did that. I
It's
did
like,
that for you.
yeah.
Go on, Steven. I'll continue next.
Um, I forgot what you said now. I was trying to think.
Okay, I'm gonna start it all over again since you did not get what I said. I started with I said the game that took place yesterday was Chelsea and Southampton in the Carabao Cup game, which Chelsea saw themselves going to the quarterfinals of the game. But there were so many buts and ifs in the game, so many things where there were so many changes. Also, as we did not start with our strikers Romelu Lukaku and Timo Werner, so it's N'Golo Conte did not start the game either. But then here we are. We couldn't finish the game in the 90 minutes. We have to the game has to come in a decisive mood at the penalty kick out, which Reece James was the one to finish it up for us. Kepa, he was a hero. Also, he conceded the goal, but I wouldn't blame him that much. Yeah, I mean, he was still the hero on penalty shootout. We're still gonna come up to why Kepa looks so good with penalty. Pair his own interview and what he said after the game. Before I come to my panelists, my good friends from the Discord server, I want to look at the comments from the chat and acknowledge friends that have joined us already. We have VJ here who said, "Hey all." That was me also. And I123 love you said, "Hello, my neighbors. I'm so disappointed with yesterday's game, but with that being said, remember, no matter what sport you play, you will have a good and bad days. I will never win, and will never win every game." And then Sadaraki also said, "I won't be joining tonight. However, over a period of 51 years going to games, I have learned to expect patchy performance, especially in cup games. Tuchel don't want to risk Kante." He went ahead and said, "Aspi RLC AC for the viewing reason. Um, for viewing reason couldn't play. Those who blame Kepa need realize defensive defensive we didn't play well. Kepa made some outstanding save late on. The save as belittling the save was wrong." Oh, that's his opinion. We'll take that. Some of them were is more acceptable. and some of them need a little bit more debatable. And also, Almighty Blues FC, Mr. Anket is also here giving us a thumb up. I hope he stays for quite a while. And then Stevie Costi said that you've got us muted. Well, I have you unmuted in a way. Gunaveta, you have promised me, but you've never fulfilled your promise. He says, hey, everyone, keep watching. Gunaveta, keep watching. We hope Arsenal will overtake Manchester United and get to the top four. Keep keep the penalty keen. Just keep
I'm
the
right next
penalty
to
keen.
loads of Arsenal fans.
Kepa Gunaveta said that is Chelsea better without Lukaku? I'm starting to think yes. It depends on the kind of game we play. It's debatable. It wouldn't be yes all the time. It has to do with the kind of game we play. Maybe Lukaku
And it
wouldn't
also
suit
depends on the service he gets. If he
on
ain't
the
getting service,
service,
then yes.
which is right. And the service also he gets. Almighty Blue said big up to Gunaveta. I would say so. Most of our attackers haven't had great start. I mean, great start the EPL season. Almighty Blue said again, we're still top of the league. Um, and Saint complain as they get used to playing with one another more. Can't complain. It says can't complain as they get used to playing with one another more, which is more understandable because the more they play together, the better they become to know each other in the game. They know where to find each other. Also, now I'm gonna come up with my panelists. I'm starting with Steven up there. Steven, what did you make of the game yesterday from the starting
Um,
lineup? What do you make of the game?
Frustrating. I mean, we expected it to be a slow start because of the amount of changes.
Yeah.
But you would have thought like once you got into the second half, you go up a gear and like then you just sort of roll through. But it just didn't happen like that, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of mistakes that were going on and a lot of poor decision making.
Well, I agree with you. So many poor passes, especially coming from Matthew Kovacic. Gilmore, what do you think of the game yesterday, in your opinion?
First place, why is Cho on the right wing back? No, you go from playing him on the left wing, and then yeah, although he did move Cho up front for the later stages, but it was a bit
No,
too
he
late.
didn't. He
You
moved
know,
him to left wing back.
Well, yeah,
Left wing
Gilmore,
back
he
and
didn't.
then
He
left
wasn't
for a right
static.
wing back.
Callum
Apparently.
Hudson-Odoi wasn't static. He was moving. He was. Sometimes this is what happen when it's not working for you in one position. The coaches move you to another position. See if it's gonna work for you. Probably it has to be with the one marking you might be too difficult for you, so they move you to a different position if it might be easier for you. So sometimes that is what happened. He
I
didn't play on one position. VJ, what do you think of the game yesterday, my brother?
I have a differential opinion than the rest of the folks
Panelists.
on the yeah. Um, I actually felt we played good. When I say we played good for the number of changes we made. And these folks or these players have been coming together only for the first time or probably the second time playing together a single match, right? So in that way, we actually played well. And let's not forget,
mm,
Southampton actually played with their regular squad. They did not have a
yes,
second squad that they played with, right? They played with the regular squad. They had
There was quite a few changes to what they normally have.
so
majority of the team.
no, I
For
wouldn't
me,
really call it
majority.
a number of
It
changes
was
because
about half of. It was about half their teams changed.
see the thing is Armanda Broja, Livramento. Okay, Livramento I understand because he did not play, but Broja was not able to play, and that's the reason why he did not
Berger
play.
was injured apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not able
yeah.
Berger
Otherwise,
was apparently injured because do you remember when we had Mount and Tomori at Derby? They were still able to play. We gave permission, so I
Yeah.
presume we probably
yeah,
would have done the same for Broja.
Yeah.
right. We would have given permission. That's altogether another scenario. But then, anyways, what I'm trying to convey is like, even if not, they had Walcott, Thea Walcott playing the game. They had Armstrong playing the game. So it was pretty much a strong squad. Salisu, who featured in the previous game as well. So they were having a good squad as well.
Yeah.
So for me, however we performed, we did. a good job. I saw Havertz performing better. Obviously, not to the
Yeah.
level that we were expecting at this point in time, but then he did perform better. He did put in a lot of efforts. I was kind of disappointed with Ziyech's performance, though, but we'll get into that in the later phase of it. Saul Niguez was getting into the groove. I really loved the way that he was performing. Maybe not completely convinced, but then it's a good start, is how I put it.
He had
Chalobah
his
was
moments.
Chalobah was amazing. Reece James Chilwell, again, a good job. Alonso as well was very good, actually, yesterday. So we actually saw both the left wing back playing amazingly good. Both Alonso and Chilwell were playing really good for me. In fact, Alonso was making a lot of forward runs and was contributing to the attack, which was nice to see. And apart from that, so okay. Not that great, not that bad as well. Mount, okayish. He just featured for 20 minutes, but okayish. Um, I would have loved to see Kante, but maybe he is being retained for the other bigger games. But otherwise, the squad that played yesterday, yes, there was not that much of coordination, but then we did manage to get a victory at the last. Kepa, an amazing. He did, he did let loose of that particular ball that was slotted in as a goal, but otherwise, he did perform decently. A lot of good saves, and also his penalty shootouts. I mean, his job in penalty shootouts are now becoming, almost close to impossible to like score against Kepa in penalties. The way that I'd say is like people are starting to get afraid of taking penalties against Kepa now, because it's already been 3 penalty shootouts that he's come victorious, or he's got the team to a victorious position. So it's going to be playing on the minds of the penalty taker as well. So Kepa on penalty was spot on. So love that as well. But I guess I took a bit of time in expressing the game, but then I just wanted to comprehensively cover it. So hope that is all right, Nizian. But I really loved the game yesterday. First of all, in India, we were not able to watch a match because we did not have live commentary. So we had to go through all this VPN stuff, and then stream the game through all this
Yeah.
private browsing stuff. But in the end, I made it into the game like around 10th minute or something. But yeah, from that, the game was good.
That's
PJ.
great. That's PJ's well, we like, let's say some of the comments over here. This one is coming from Sidaraki, and he said Southampton made more changes than us according to TV. According to TV, Broja is not a regular. Is Broja a regular?
No, Broja is not a regular. In Premier League, at least, he's not a regular.
Okay.
He did play the previous game and score for them. Both Livramento and Broja scored for them in the previous game, the Premier League game. But then he's not a regular for them. He's not a regular starter for them.
Okay. Here also, Almighty Blue said that Alonso was bad in the first half for me, but defensively better with headers in the second half. So I agree with VJ in 75%. Why would you add the 5 more to make it 80%? Defenders may have played well individually, but not as unit. You guys agree with that? What do you guys think of the defenders? They said defenders may have played well individually, but not as a unit. What do you make of it from the game that
And
you
that's
guys watched?
And that's expected, right? Because they've just played, probably 1 or 2 games together. Chalobah played out of his position. He played center back, and then Saar was playing in the left center back. They kind of played out of their position.
They haven't played together. That defense hasn't played
Exactly.
together.
So you wouldn't expect that sort of an understanding that you would
Aspects of that defense have played together, but the actual whole defense as a whole hasn't played together yet until last night, obviously.
Who
Exactly.
played right centre
First
back?
time in Reece.
Who played right centre back? James, right? Reece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sacrificed. Oh man, you sacrificed Cho and Reece. Oh,
Okay,
no.
so what would you have done then? Out of interest, I'm not moaning. I'm just wondering what you would have done.
What would I have done?
Personally, I would have put another one of our natural centre backs and played Reece at wing back. Because Aspi got injured the day before the game, as did Ruben, and I can't remember the other one. Ruben, As P.
Ruben,
Oh, and Christensen. Christensen was the other one that got injured in training the day before.
yeah, 3 injuries in the
And
training.
2 of them
Yeah.
defenders as well.
Right.
Right, correct.
But
And maybe it
Did
was
you?
probably a decision due to due to the unavailability of the players rather than Tuchel preferring Cho to play in that right wing back. Maybe all these while he was preferring Cho to play in that right wing back, but yesterday's game he was not. He was
At the
out of
same
option.
time, you still had players like Rudiger on the bench. Rudiger could have
Yeah,
played there, or
he had
Thiago
Rudiger on
Silva
the
could have
bench.
played.
But the whole point was to give them rest, right? Because they have to play against Malmo and Newcastle United coming in the future, right?
But
So
why include them in the bench? Why don't rest them altogether? Oh, you need to
so
have a.
We
sorry.
couldn't call up the amount of academy players he probably wanted on the bench either because they were playing yesterday. Because I think if they weren't playing, probably would have called MB Amber up again because he did for the first game.
Yeah.
I think the
I
first
agree.
game we had about 2 or 3 academy players in our squad for the first game in it. But because
And
of the development squad were playing last night, 7 o'clock kickoff, it obviously meant that we couldn't harm them in it. I mean, then again, they went to penalties and lost to Chesterfield, so wouldn't have been much difference to be honest. They would have lost anyway.
Now we're gonna talk
VJ,
we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about a specific player which will be Saul Niguez. I'm gonna start from you, Steven. Saul played very well. Not over. I mean, it
He
was a
wasn't
little over
brilliant,
average. It
but
wasn't
in the
brilliant.
flashes he showed,
Yeah.
yeah.
What do you guys? I mean, how will you rate Saul's performance yesterday, Steven?
7.5.
Mm,
7.5.
it goes without saying that's
7.5.
his best performance as a
7.
Chelsea player. So
Come on, I'll come back
7.
to you. Come on, I'll come back to you. Let's let him tell me. And even the guys in the chat, let me know what you guys make of Saul's performance yesterday. Steven, take it. Let me know.
it goes without saying
Yeah.
it's his best performance in a Chelsea shirt so far. I mean, all the players were gonna make mistakes at some point, but I think he was very solid.
Okay.
I don't think there's much argument outside of okay, maybe he made a couple mistakes, but everyone makes at least a couple mistakes every game. Like I think there's no doubt because of the first game he played, he got pulled at half time. The second one was Villa again. He was terrible in that as well. I can't even remember if he's played since that game.
Yeah, because it's never so easy to play. I mean, the same position. So soon we have had that in both rounds. I mean, this is Sidaraki talking about Sahul's inclusion yesterday, and then Almighty Blues have said exactly, Steve. It was more about the intent that people judge as before didn't apply himself enough in the few minutes, but then he's coming to a new country. First time was expectedly nervous, especially nervous. Then he gave me a green face up. So yeah, what would you say, VJ, his performance? What would you rate his performance yesterday? How will you rate it?
For me, Saul put up a 7 performance. That's how I'd say out of 10. Um, See, it's not that he's got into the best form of his Chelsea career, but then I saw an improvement. I was happy about it because at this point in time, we were kind of before this particular game, we were kind of dreadful to even feature Saul in the squad. Right? No one would have slotted in Saul in any of those Premier League games or maybe cup ties or any of it, right? Only
Yeah.
in cup games we know that Saul is probably going to be given a chance, so we are expecting him to feature. Otherwise, we wouldn't have slotted Saul anywhere, right? But at this point in time, he's probably given a chance for himself to, as a squad rotation player in that midfield area. That's how I put it. Because RLC is, performing far better than him. So he's still down in the pecking order. But then he's performed to an extent to,
Yeah.
probably show that he belongs in the squad. You got my point, right?
Yeah, I get your
Uh,
point.
and one of the shots that he took outside the box, it was lovely. I mean, it was on target as well, and it was lovely at the
Yeah.
30th minute, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
That shot was nice.
Yeah, I remember I saw that. I was like, this is a glimpses of what Saul can bring to our team. But yeah, it's not bad. He needs time. He needs time. I don't want people to write him off. It's too early for people to write him off.
Yep,
Uh,
yep.
what do you
Yeah,
guys
that is
think? Anyone can just
what.
take over.
I would say this is exactly what I was saying. I wouldn't
Yeah,
have started him in the league yet. I would have just eased him in against Premier League opposition in the
Exactly.
cups
Yeah.
because there's think about it like this, yeah. In the league, you've got high risk, low reward in terms of starting a new player, right? Because if it doesn't work out, A, you have to either use a sub, or B, you have to keep them on, and there's a chance if they're playing like disastrously, it could cost you the result, yeah. If you play them in the cup, it's like okay, like for a team of our level at least, if you play them in the cup, like the Carabao Cup, it's like cool, it'd be nice. It's a trophy, but it's not a big deal. It's not like the league, the Champions League, something like that that you're like prioritizing as such. I'm not saying Tuchel don't prioritize it, but it's not. But it, from a fan's perspective, it's not a priority. Like the staff are going to prioritize everything to some degree because they want every like bit of silverware they can get. You know what I mean? But to the fans, it's like it's a Carabao Cup. It'd be nice to win, but it's not exactly one of those that you're going to brag about. Unless you're like a small team, then fair play to you. You like, and it helps out your club massively. Winning Carabao Cups don't help us. You know what I mean?
yeah, I understand.
I'd rather that they have like. I don't know if this is just me, yeah.
Mhm.
Part of it is down to the number of games. I'd rather the big teams not be in the Carabao Cup, like
Yeah,
the top traditional big teams or whatever. That was my view. I'd rather them not be in it because it's just another competition where you're cramming in games, yeah. Your traditional top teams most of the time are going to be in Europe, which is even more games, and then it's higher injury risk, and then
Sorry,
you
did I
could
miss out?
argue it would devalue the product of the Premier League as well if you get enough injuries.
right.
And also, how many of them, until it gets to like the semi-finals or finals, put out anything close to their first team? You know what I mean?
I agree with you 100%. You
And
know,
it also gives the teams that aren't in the traditional top six in the Prem, as well as the teams in like Championship, League One, League Two,
mhm,
chance of actually winning something. Because you have teams like, I don't know, off my top of my head, say just randomly, yeah, Bolton. Okay, they used to be Prem, now they're dropped down, yeah. For a team like them, think of what winning the Carabao Cup can do for them, right?
yeah,
For them, that's going to be an
Sorry,
achievement at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
which, which team?
A team like Bolton, like because of where they are at the moment,
Bolton Wanderers.
win
Sorry.
huh?
You mean Bolton Wanderers, right?
Yeah, Bolton Wanderers, Bolton
both.
Wanderers.
Yeah, both one.
Yeah,
Okay.
where they are now, winning something like a Carabao Cup is amazing, right?
Yeah,
So that's the sort of thing. That's the way I see it. You don't have to have the top teams in it because they're playing in European competitions majority of seasons anyway. They're just cramming in more games, which risk injury to the top players, which devalues the product of the Premier League slightly with the amount of injuries you're risking, and it gives someone else a chance to win it. I mean, Man City won it like 4 or 5 times on the bounce now. It's ridiculous. But it's like cool. A small team can occasionally get to the semi-final or something. But what's the chances of them getting to the final and winning it? They're going to come up against a Man City, a Liverpool, United, a Chelsea, someone like that the majority of the time.
So,
okay.
It's just
Go
very
ahead.
different.
what are you suggesting, Steven? You're saying that the top team should not probably play?
I'm saying the way I see it is because basically the Carabao Cup's just another game that's added to the schedule, yeah,
Hmm.
which is another game closer to like risk of injury through overworking them through the frequency. Like, yeah, people could say they get paid this amount and that amount, but at the end of the day, they're still human. Like, they can still get hurt and injuries and all this shit. If they're playing, I don't know, say 5 games in 14 days or shit like that, that sometimes happens when the fixtures are really crammed, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If you're playing Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, Champions League, like because of what the Carabao Cup finals, February. By then, the FA Cup's underway as well. You're starting to get into the Champions League round of 16 again.
All right. What do you guys make of this? Saul, not a DM, he's an attacking mid. He spent last season playing as a winger, having to adapt again. Carabao having to adapt again. Carabao is a bonus competition. Winners brag about winning the Carabao. Set you up for the run in. What do you guys make of that Carabao Cup thing? Of this comment?
I'd like to probably give some information on this particular point, right? About the Carabao Cup, right?
Right.
Because for me, I view this particular competition, not just Carabao Cup, even the FA Cup, right?
Yeah.
These are the competitions which allow, or which is probably the essence of something you have like a Premier League. This is where even the championship side or even the third division sides can register for it, and then come and probably win at Manchester City, probably once or twice. Right? It's a great achievement for them. Maybe not for us,
Right.
but for them, winning against City or winning against Chelsea in Stamford Bridge, or Brentford coming here and winning against Chelsea. Maybe Brentford is now in the Premier League, but you get what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
It is the ideal chance for them to show that they belong, and probably winning that one or two games against these bigger teams.
Yeah.
That will boost their club's marketing conditions and everything, right? On a
Right.
whole. So in that way, Carabao Cup and FA Cup is helpful for those teams, because registration fees wise as well, FA Cup and Carabao Cup is pretty much lesser, right? But
Yeah.
these teams qualify for different competitions in order to get into Champions League, which is going to be very difficult. They'd have to come to the Premier League, be amongst the top 4 or top 6 to even qualify for this European competition, which is not going to be the case. So if we are seeing Premier League as a competition where everyone will get that sort of a chance, and then for me, it is these cups through which these small teams can come in and challenge the bigger teams and make the competition more exciting. Because we often want to see these lesser teams come and win against this bigger teams, because we always have this this human mentality, right? People would love to see David against Goliath, and probably Goliath winning the game, competition.
That's right.
That's how it is. That's how
I'm gonna add something to what you just said right now. You see, when Bruma Bay took over the football club, the main thing that set Chelsea to that strength, Chelsea to become what they are right now, was with Roman, and then what's his name? At that time it was Mourinho. Mourinho set the team to a winning way, where they were winning every trophy that is being competed in England. It help you build your momentum. It help you to get to a certain level where anybody that meets you is scared of you, because you guys are champions, is a winners. So I'm like Siraki said, it set you up for a winning ways, which is much more makes a lot of sense though. What do you think?
Let's not forget, this is the first competition that we probably will win in the entire year, right? Because we get this competition win by February month,
right?
So it sets the tone, and this is when you win this, then you're probably in for the race for a quadruple, or probably like that, right? So in that way,
But VJ, if we get into the quarterfinals, we're gonna use our first teamers for sure, and that would put extra strain on us if we are going to go for the title. So in terms of this cup, this is just a side dish for me, an appetizer, side dish. It's not the main course for me, because it's not fair for the small teams like Stoke City, Preston, who have to play the first team. I feel that this cup is useless. It's not. It's really. It's destroying. It's destroying teams like Stoke, because Stoke have more important matters. Their bread and butter is the championship. Are they in the League 1 or League 2? So it's unfair to them, because Liverpool can put out a second string side and still not lose against the first team of Stoke. So that's how unfair I feel. It's unbalanced. This EFL Cup, I call it a Mickey Mouse Cup. It's just there to get TV money, the money, that's the financial aspect of it. But for us, it's just to, a game for us to try our fringe players. Roman doesn't want Saul to be sitting on the bench and still getting wages. No, not paying Saul to sit on the bench. So of course, Saul will get more starts in cup games, definite.
Yeah,
70 minutes. But sub appearances in the league games, 10, 20 minutes in the league games. But this game is just, for me, it was like, if we get knocked out in penalties, at least we did not lose the game. We show a fighting spirit. The French players put up a fight. But then coming on to the game, Ziyech, this proved that once and for all, Ziyech cannot start. I do not want to see Ziyech. Oh my god, if Ziyech starts another game, struggling. It will pull Havertz back in his progress, in his development. Havertz trying to get back to his best, and the wrong partner. Ziyech is
who
the
is trying
wrong
to get
partner
back to his
get.
his element? Who's
Havertz.
Herbert?
Havertz.
Kai
The
Havertz?
Havertz up front, and then
Yeah.
Oh,
Havertz
Kai
up
Havertz.
front.
Okay, Kai Havertz. Yeah,
Kai
got it.
Havertz. Yeah. So yeah, he needs to take his chance while Lukaku is gone, and it's not the right way when you're partnering him with a Ziyech,
Right.
someone like Ziyech who plays like Berbatov, but he tries too hard to be Berbatov, like that languid player. But
Yeah.
oh man, I rather have Pulisic for 45 minutes than Ziyech for 90. At least Pulisic
Yeah.
for 45 minutes, you get something. You
Um.
definitely get, he'll get.
Right.
Yeah.
Gilmore. I want to say this too. I123 love you. You don't have to be sorry for coming in late. It's at the end of the day, you are still here, and then your contribution, your comments that comes in here is much more appreciated, and even you're more value even on the chat more than me presenting the show to you. You're more value there. And then Sidraki said Chelsea have 25-man squad plus under 21 B list. We don't join either. We don't join either cup until round 3. Lower league teams get 6,000 tickets if they want them. It's a great night out. This is a man that has been there many times, and so he knows the figures and knows all the numbers and tickets that has been given out because he's been there many times. He's been a steward. He's worked at Stamford Bridge, um, quite some time. 25 years of experience from Sidraki. And I want to say thank you. Your comments always much more educative to us over here. I want to say thank you very much, guys. We want to move on to other department of the game,
Mm.
which will be the the signing of the contract renewal of Christensen and Rudiger. Do you
Oh
guys
man, don't get started.
the
I'm gonna rant.
the contract renewal of Christensen and Rudiger? What is going on? Why is Marina and Roman Abramovich not giving Rudiger the 200k? Does he really deserve it or not?
So he's already on over 200k.
No, he's not on 200k. I guess he's 120 or something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Give
Wayne,
both
who
of
to
them the
give the
money,
150k
man.
a week to? 150k was originally planned to be Christensen's
Well,
wage
I
increase.
think I think I think this comment over here is directly to Gilmore. Todoraki
Yeah.
said Roman doesn't decide who plays. Try playing Ziyech in his correct position. Do you think he was awful when
Correct.
we when he destroyed us? He wasn't.
Nizion, I do have one point that I wanted to communicate to a lot of people when they talk smack about Ziyech, right? First of all, let's try and understand certain things. Ziyech is probably someone who suits the 4-3-2, not a 3-4-3.
43, yeah.
Yeah,
43.
exactly.
Yeah.
He is someone who is very efficient on the wide wing. All right, and he can whip in balls, crosses, and everything. This system is not built for wingers. Let's be clear about that. This system is not built for wingers. We've seen so many wingers play in this system. Have one of them succeeded, and we go on talking about the players' inefficiency? Maybe it's the system's inefficiency. When I say it's systems inefficiency, yeah, this system is being efficient in getting us result, Our left wing backs are scoring. Our striker probably is scoring. Our defense, midfield, everyone is chipping in with goal, but not the wingers, right? Maybe this system is more suited for a defensive. This system is more aligned, or maybe more useful for wing backs to come in and then score goals. It doesn't give a lot of freedom for the wingers, if I'm to be honest, because the wing backs are going to go for that, wide wing position any day, right? And the wingers will have the area that the wingers will have to cover will be very restricted. So they can probably do an underlap or overlap run. That's maximum that they can do. So they're being very restrictive inside the box. And anyone who can shoot very well probably gets 1 or 2 goals. Otherwise, this system is not efficient for wingers as such, but for wing backs rather. And that's why we see all the wingers in our clubs struggling. It's got to do with the system, is what I think.
I agree.
Formation-wise,
VJ.
we don't have enough players to consistently play a back four, though.
Yeah, I
In
think
terms of
I,
ones that are comfortable in that style.
I think the formation that we're using is really limiting the effort and ability of the attacking players that we have, because we're using wing backs to play. We're using left backs as wing back.
Spot on.
Which doesn't help. It doesn't really help. It limits the if we should play 4-3-3, then we're gonna see more from our wingers in from the wing side. So I think whatever BJ just said makes a lot of noise, and also Sidraki said Tuchel is trying to push square specs into round holes, which is a Roman. And then he's misused Hudson-Odoi at wing back.
But VJ, in that case, right, did Marina make a mistake when she went to Ajax? Van der Beek was available. Van der Beek plays inside. Van der Beek plays in more internal, more what do you call it?
Yeah.
Right now, if we swap Van der Beek for Ziyech, I think it's a win-win, because Oli plays 4-2-3-1, right?
Yeah,
Ziyech out on the wings.
Yeah, but Ollie isn't going to be in charge in
absolutely
January, so he's not going to take that deal. So that's
No.
irrelevant.
I mean, all I'm saying is the players. Ziyech plays better on the wings. We are limiting Ziyech.
Yeah.
3-4-2-1. He's playing inside. He's playing too far inside. He needs to be out on the wings. He needs to be out on the wings, whipping crosses in, like what you all said. We bought him because of his corners. I thought we bought him because of his corner taking skills lah. But basically, he loves the wings, and yeah, we bought him because he's good on the wing. But the moment he comes to us, 4-3-3, it could have worked under Lampard. Lampard tried a 4-3-3. Didn't try him out much on the wings. And then Tuchel came in. We played without a wingerless formation. And I look back at United squad. I'm like thinking, Van der Beek, why are you there? You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time in United. The midfield is so packed. You come to Chelsea, please swap Ziyech, because Ziyech is gonna turn his career around if he goes to United. 4-2-3-1.
We've got enough players in Van der Beek's position, though. That's the thing.
Got not enough players in Van der Beek's position.
Yeah, because
what I'm
he was
saying,
playing
Ziyech-
that pivot
Ziyech
role, and
flourishes
we've
more in
got like
United
6 or
formation.
7 players that can play there already. So who do you get rid of?
Who do I get rid of in who? What do you mean?
So your hypothetical thing is Ziyech goes to United, we get Donny van der Beek, yeah?
Yeah.
The point is he'll play that pivot type role, yeah, where we've got like 6 or 7 players that can play there. So who would you get rid of to make him like one of the top
Barkley.
4 players?
Barkley, and we wouldn't be signing Saul.
Okay, so you're down to 5.
Yeah, midfield. Basically 3-4-2-1.
Where would you rank? Okay, so out of who's left, where would you rank him? Because you would have Ante, Kovar, Jorginho, Ruben.
That's where I see Gilmore as well coming back. So
Gilmore will come back. Gallagher will come back. That's back up to about 6, 7.
Yeah.
Unless we are bringing Gilmore back, unless you're really, really not gonna let him go like we did.
We are not gonna let him go.
Who's gonna go for Gilmore to come in?
No one has to. Saul probably will finish off his contract at the loan season
Well,
here.
to be fair, we'll have to get rid of at least one other player though, if we're gonna keep
Barkley.
both Gallagher and Gilmore in the team. So
I-
chances are it is Barkley.
Yeah, I'd say Barkley because his wages as well match to that of any youth players because he's being highly paid as well. Let's be honest, he's being highly paid as well in Chelsea system.
Barkley to Watford, please. Barkley to
Okay,
Watford,
so
please.
I've got more context on what Tuchel said after the match about the injuries, right?
Yeah.
So there was this whole thing about Christensen having minor surgery because of something to do with his teeth or
Toothache.
something. Yeah, he actually had that surgery yesterday, so his mouth and shit was probably numb. So he probably he probably didn't feel up for it. He probably anesthetic and shit, probably. So
Yeah. This is to Gilmore. It says why blame Marina? Lampard wanted him. Ziyech and Tarek were Aya's main man.
Yeah. I mean, even I wanted to actually talk about that only to Gilmore, but good point from Terry Lois Marsden.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm reading the name wrong, but Marsden, probably we'll go with Marsden if that is all right with you. But good point from Marsden. The way that I'd see is like Marina actually went for this move, considering Lampard probably would love him in the system.
Absolutely.
And it kind of backfired with Lampard, and then Ziyech is almost like a headless chicken running around in Tuchel's system now.
Yeah, he doesn't
surgery
fit.
day
He
before, I
doesn't fit.
misread it,
Doesn't fit
never
the
mind.
system. Go ahead, Stephen.
No, so I'd misread it. He actually had the dental surgery the day before, so it would still be effective of anesthetic anyway. Then it also depends on
All right, guys, we have 8 more minutes to wrap up the stream. 15 minutes of streaming. Is there anything more we're gonna add to this? Is there anything more we're gonna add to this?
Do you want to maybe touch up on the Manchester United situation?
Ooh.
No.
There's a lot of talking points. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that in 8 minutes. United situation is
Maybe let's probably touch up on the D-League situation.
yeah. Let's touch up on Rudiger and those two, and then delayed situation. Are we gonna see Rudiger going out for delayed to come in? Why wouldn't we secure the signature? Or why wouldn't we give whatever Rudiger needs?
just give Rudiger and Christensen new contracts. So I'm pretty sure both expire in the summer.
Yeah.
Which means that they can sign pre-contract agreements, which means we lose them for nothing.
From January, it's going to be risky. They're going to sign pre-contracts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If we don't sign them up to new contracts, then they can do pre-contract deals for the end of the season to join a new team, and we lose them for nothing.
Agreed.
You've got to make you've got to get at least some money for them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are we saying we are afraid? Are we saying we are afraid we not get delayed? Because like if we're gonna rush this deal, it's like saying that okay, let's not waste our time hoping that delete comes. Let's not waste our time Kunde comes. Yeah.
But let's
just
remember,
sign this.
we have to remember Chelsea are always a team that wants the best of players in the world. They always want them. They don't want to settle for mediocrity players or average players, just like we did under Conte when Marina went in and signed Drinkwater and signed Bakayoko and went in and signed who else again? Zabacosta, all those mediocrity players. Those
oh my god!
God. So
But
yeah,
answer
we
me
don't
this-
want that. Go ahead, VJ.
Yeah. So the thing is, you're saying that D-League could be a good option as well, right? My concern with this particular issue is that Rudiger has been fitting this particular system, Tuchel system, which is 3 at the back. D-League has never played 3 at the back. He is
Holland?
a very who suits 4 at the back, not 3 at the back.
But he has to adjust. He has to learn it.
Not every.
think
I mean, it's not
Tuchel
how
will
Lampard
eventually move to a back four.
He has to learn it. Remember, we were playing back 4 until Antonio Conte came in, and within after the Arsenal game, he changed it to back 3. The players understood it and they buy into that formation, and we won trophy. So why can't they
No,
understand it?
my concern here is Nizian.
Yeah.
I mean, considering the way that Delict plays right until now, maybe he
Right.
can improve always. I'm not the one to judge that, but he can always improve. But my concern here is
Mhm.
with the way that he has been operating. He's someone who is physically strong, fit, headers, everything is good,
Yeah.
physically a good presence at the back, but he's still not that Rudiger sort of a material. You get my point, right? I mean, he's not as quick as Rudiger. He's not as finesse as Rudiger, or maybe he doesn't drive with the ball as good as Rudiger. And that is required from your back three. If your back three falters, then your wing backs will have to come back to support these back three, which means your the top three will be left aloof in the top, right?
Yeah.
So that is exactly my concern, because this 3-4-3 formation is basically driven by the fact that we have three super good defenders at the back. It only works if we have three super good defenders at the back, and only even if one falters, then our wing backs work rate will increase enormously, and their defensive presence is more required than an offensive presence, and which is where we cannot see Reece James and Chilwell moving forward and then scoring goals. They would rather be occupied in covering for someone like Delict at the back. You got my concern?
Christensen is more of
Yeah.
a Christensen is more of a system player. Go to a back four, Christensen will struggle
Exactly.
for me. So like we bring in delete for Christensen makes sense because that will enable us to go to a back four. The thing that's stopping us from going to a back four is Christensen.
Why Christensen?
That's why
Why no? Why Christensen? Why Christensen?
Did I miss?
No, but why do we have to go
against
for a
in the back.
Gilmore? Can you explain this much more to me?
Yeah.
Why is Christensen
Okay.
the one blocking us from going to a back four? Why Christensen?
He's got an agenda
Wait,
against them.
wait. I'm going. Oh yeah, I'm going to find all the games we play back four under Lampard, and the games that we lost. All right, playing back four under Lampard where Christensen started. I'm going to come up with a compilation of it. Back four.
I swear he
Well,
started
I mean, you can
quite
do
a
a poll.
few
We can do a
games.
poll. We can
Uh-huh.
do a poll. Is Christensen a back three or back four player? Is he a system
You know,
player or
some
is he
players
flexible?
can play in both systems, right?
All right, now let's take a look
Rudiger.
at. We'll come back to Christensen. Let's take a look at this. Rudiger, Christensen, Mount are making 200K plus demand. Italian teams are about to be punished. About to be punished under FFP. Stop thinking it's gone away, and next year a salary
and
cap.
also, when we
Listen,
finish the
Owners
stream,
cannot put money in for cannot put money in for salary.
when we finish
Listen.
the stream, read the thing that I sent that I still need to do more research on because it came up whilst we were streaming. There's investigation into 62 transfers involving Serie A teams, including Juventus and Napoli, and about 42 of them involve Juventus.
What?
On FFP?
Apparently, it looks like they might have breached the laws of the game with the transfers and how they worked around everything.
Another
I need to
Barcelona.
do more research into it.
Go ahead, VJ. Well, if you're first time watching the channel, I have 6 or 5 people that are currently watching. If you're new, if you're jumping, just do us a favor, smash the like button for us, and also don't forget like the video and share the video on any platform that you found it, so we keep growing all the time. So yeah, the views keep frustrating, going up. People keep coming in and jumping out, coming in and jumping out. So subscribe if you haven't, and like the video and share it as we go. Yeah, VJ, go ahead, brother.
Bro, another question.
Yeah.
Right? Delict is at 280,000 euros per week. Right?
Right.
And we are not even ready to give 200 for Rudiger yet.
Now listen.
So
let me come in. I'm not gonna cut you off. So I don't want to forget this right now. Rudiger, how old is Rudiger? Rudiger is getting to 29, right?
28.
29.
Yeah, he's going
Yeah.
to 29. Correct.
29. There, if you give Rudiger 4 years of a renewal of a contract, and he's making them almost about 250, 300 in the club. Remember, Rudiger goes in deep in form. Rudiger might not be a a player that suits the back four formation. Okay, now you give Rudiger 4 years contract worth, and he makes almost about 250 a month. Then he dips in form, then he gets injured because he's getting to an age that injury sets in a lot. You get what I'm trying to say? And there wouldn't be any right after you give him the 4 year contract, there wouldn't be no resale value on Rudiger. There wouldn't be no resale value. So you weigh your options on a young player as a delete where you can give him that, and then even when he's I think he's 22 years old. Once he hasn't even hit his prime yet, but he's still playing very well. 25, 26, you can sell delay. 27, you can sell delay for lots of money. Just like you did with Eden Hazard. He came in very young. He was outstanding. He left for over 80 million. Huge profit, 25 million. That's how you bought Eden Hazard from, was it Leeds or Nice? You just spent 25 million and you sold him for 80 million after serving your club for over 7 years.
Yeah, Hazard was bought in from Lille, but the thing is, what I'm trying to
Yeah, he was
say,
bought from Lille.
yeah,
Lille.
what I'm trying to say here is, Nizian,
Yeah, go
32
ahead.
is not that huge of a deal, if you ask me. Like, Aspie is already in 32; he almost plays every game, right?
Yeah.
And Rudiger, with respect to fitness, at least Rudiger has been maintaining his fitness quite good, if I'm to be honest, right? Similar to that of Aspie or Jorginho. I mean, these guys play game in and game out and still manage to have a good, fitness. So 32, at the end of his contract, he probably would be like, after a 4 year contract, it will be probably 32. And it is not that huge of an age that we have to be worried about, because we've got Silva who's playing at 37 in our club, and he still plays to the best of his ability. Yeah.
But he's not asking for 200,000 a week. He's not asking
No,
for 200,000 a week, which is what Rudiger demands.
so
Back then
Rudiger,
we had Carvalho. The most Carvalho earned back then with us, 140,000 a week.
yeah, but that time we'll have
And
to consider inflation, right?
infl- I'm just saying, bring in youth.
Yeah.
I don't want to if we're gonna let Rudiger go, let it be for someone that we can actually build up youth, you know. But if it's gonna be for some ready-made player that is around the same age, then I'd rather keep Rudiger.
Now, I'm still to an extent convinced that probably letting Rudiger go could be a right move, but definitely not Christensen. I want Christensen to stay no matter whatsoever. I mean, given the fact that he's been playing very good and he's suiting the system and he's doing a good job at the club, and he's just 23 or something similar to that of Delict, that is my
25.
concern. Yeah, that is my concern. I mean, we shouldn't let Christensen go at least. And Matt Law, in 2 months before, Matt Law in the London is Blue podcast did mention that Christensen deal was almost sealed. It's just the formal stuff that is remaining. But 2 days back, Nizar Kansala comes, from Goal.com says that Christensen issue has not been yet resolved.
Christensen's 25, by the way, just quickly.
All right, when it comes
25.
to
That's fine.
time, right? You'll give him a 4 year deal. Still
Yeah.
would be a 20. Okay.
Now looking at what we have here, so much for not joining in. Lampard is inept tactically, defensively. It's why we brought in Michael Barry. That's a defensive coach to help Lampard defensively, but still didn't work. One Italian club is to be charged owners as owners put in 240 million cash. I think it would be maybe AC Milan or Juventus. They are always breaching the law of what
If
football.
AC Milan get done on financial fair play again, then that's the second time they've been done on it.
Yeah. Way
They
too
got done before and got banned from the European competitions, didn't they, for like a season or something?
yeah, way too busy to really follow along really well with the conversation. My brother, I will rewatch the live again and ask more questions later. Thank you for being here and spending time with you and Sidaraki are wonderful people. Sidaraki, I'm not sure if you got my message on Facebook. Yeah, I sent you a message on Facebook. So if you haven't get it, check it out. Delete played against us in the UEFA Champions League. Aspi will get one more year. Silva will go. Well, yeah, Silva. We're looking at Silva also going. So if Rudiger is not staying, then we're looking at two players that are leaving. I'm not sure Christensen will be leaving, but we're looking at these two strong players that will be leaving.
Apparently, from what I've read, Aspie's got interest from a rival club, so that's not likely to happen because we probably won't sell him unless it's Arsenal.
Oh,
He can go retire at Arsenal.
replacement for Silva. Delete. Replacements of Silva. VJ. Replacement for Silva. Think it along that lines.
Sorry,
Replacement
what?
for Silva.
Placement for Silva. Delay. It could be right.
Yeah.
I
Center
want
there.
over 100 million. I wouldn't pay over
We
100
can't get
million.
Van Dijk, so the
That's
next
too
best
much.
option.
We have to ask ourselves how many goals that Delayed gets you to pay over 100 million for the service of Delayed. How many goals does it get you? It's not Delayed. Is not John Terry. Delayed is not Cavallo. Delayed is not Ashley Cole.
Honestly,
Delayed is also not how do you call it? Um this defender that gets us goals all the time. Gary Cahill. Gary Cahill.
Yeah.
100 million.
So Kunde? No.
How much money? Kunde also is something that Kunde is a player that Thomas Tuchel really like. So the signing of Kunde will be the signing of Thomas Tuchel. It's not Marina.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if it is a Delict move, then it's probably not a Tuchel move. But if it's a Kunde move, then it's probably a Tuchel's move. I agree to that.
All right, guys. This is where the stream will have to end. As we've done 57, 3 minutes to make it 60 minutes, an hour of watch match review, and then also some other topic that we'll find another topic. The topics are there. The contents are always there. We just have to find ourselves and put ourselves together and come and talk about it. We talk football every day.
Nizian, we probably have to do a separate live stream on the Manu topic because
Def-
there's so much.
I even have one that I'm about to air probably tomorrow, and then I have to do another one. Yeah, I have a Man United guy that came up here with me, and we did it together. But yeah, I'll have another one that I'm gonna invite you to. We can all come over. Let me know what you have coming up anywhere this week that will not crash my time. If not, I'll come over and join. Let me know. Message me either on Twitter or WhatsApp. Got my WhatsApp number, don't you? VJ.
I don't.
Loftus-Cheek is injured, right?
Yeah.
Loftus-Cheek is a dog for Newcastle. Damn. Oh no.
No, Ruben, we'll be fine. We'll be fine with that, Ruben. We'll be fine with that, Ruben. We have Jorginho, we have Kante. Kante is getting ready to back to full fitness, which I think he's ready, but that they just did not use him.
He's ready.
Yeah, he's ready. So yeah,
He was
guys,
He said he wasn't 100% fit, but that could just be him trying to come up with something.
Maybe the Kante level has not come yet.
Yeah, he's not there yet. He's not reached his peak yet. Nah, we are not seeing the real Kante.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna conclude the stream here. Your guy over here is tired. Very tired. Very tired. We'll be back again. We'll be back again tomorrow with another content. Our Discord guys will be putting 2 and 2 together to come up with something new. So yeah, keep the fire blazing, guys. Thank you for Sidaraki and I123 love you and all the guys that came in the chat. Almighty Blues who just pop up and he's gone, and then also Scottish Gilmore, all the guys in the panel members. The chat, Stevie Costi. I don't know who Stevie Costi is, but yeah, I already know him. Bruno Vettel also. All of you. Thank you all for being part of the show today. We'll come back again. Leo, do you have any more message? Someone say something. Let me see before I go. Sidaraki said RLC complained of pain in his hip. Yeah, Ruben Loftus-Cheek his problem is the hip. it was precautionary, probably precautionary. Try not to risk him
Said
playing.
all three players probably would have started yesterday as well.
Yeah,
Maybe
trying to make sure they all
maybe
stay.
some yellow guns would help.
All right, guys. So yeah, let's come up with a formal submission so we can end the stream. Steven, what do you have to say?
Uh, I've got nothing. Just
Yesterday game.
thanks for having me on, and it
You,
was a shame that we weren't more convincing.
yeah.
So I got.
Okay. VJ, how about you, brother? Anything?
Um, as usual, a lovely stream and a very good performance from Chelsea's end as well. Excited for the Newcastle game, and we've got a lot lined up in our channel as well. So yeah, ensure that you subscribe to both Nazion, Blue Clouds TV, and VJ for Sports. We've got a lot of content lined up for this week and the next coming week as well. So
Yeah,
hope to meet you guys.
absolutely. Check him out, VJ for Sport. Check him out. He's an amazing YouTuber, VJ for Sports. That's that's the channel name. So yeah. Gilmore, what's your time over there?
Yeah.
What's your time over there back home? What's the time?
12 midnight.
Ooh, 12 midnight. Yeah, I gotta
Midnight.
hurry up.
London,
Yeah.
right?
No, he's not in London. He's in Singapore. Am I? All right.
Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore.
Oh,
Yeah. Singapore.
we've got clients there, 2.5 hours from here. That's the time difference there. So India,
2 hours.
Yeah.
2.5 hours.
2 hours
Yeah.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Gilmore, what do you want to say? Anything up
Yeah.
future
Yeah,
for Thomas
just
Tuchel?
amazing that this game just proved that how strong our squad depth is. Let's see how far we can go. EFL Cup is not our top priority, but yeah, let's just push as far as we can go. See how up
Yeah.
to Blues. Yep.
All right, send a message to Thomas Tuchel, Gilmore. Send a message. Tell him what
I
you
think
want.
I know what it's
Tell him
gonna
what you
be.
want.
Don't start Ziyech.
And
Don't start Ziyech.
what about Christensen?
That's all. Forget it. I give up. I
Please
give up.
start
He's
him on
gonna
that,
start
please.
Kingston. I can't be honest.
All right,
Oh,
you
man.
you guys had Scottish Gilmore. He said, "Don't start Christensen. Start DH." Okay, go ahead. You guys are.
Oh,
Steven,
man.
you guys have a good night. Hams Master. He's nice. All right.
It's gone.
BJ, you have a good night. I know it's midnight over there. You have a good night. Yeah, everybody have a good
Yeah.
night. I'm gonna take a short nap and I'll go get my. See ya later. Let the Brandons hang on to hope. Hope.